Welcome to Startupbootcamp FinTech London 2015 Demo Day! Come closer, we're family, you're too far away. Hello, welcome. My name is Sectaris Leolios, the co-founder and CEO of Startupbootcamp FinTech and Insurance. Who's here for the first time? Great. Some of this will be very new. Who's been here before? Some of this you'll recognize, some of this will be slightly different. Particularly the acoustics will be different. Last year you complained, we listened, you had a point, so hopefully we'll get this right this time. My role in this is very brief. It's really all about introducing you and welcoming you and talking about the most essential bits, which is the Wi-Fi, which should come up on the screen any second. It's unmoving. So, we've got hashtags that we would like you to use. We would like you to tweet as much as you can, talk about your experiences, share what you see, and it is at SBC FinTech, and it's hashtag SBC Demo Day. On top of that, you see the details of the Wi-Fi. The network is something with RHS Spark in it. Then you need to log in as a subscriber, and then you have to enter the username and the password that's on the screen. It's on your badges, it's in the program, it's on the walls. You have no excuse. Other than that, there's another thing that's changed. This year, the program was run by a new team, and these are the people that I would like to introduce who will guide you through the program. So it should be another slide. This is going super well, by the way. And one more. Okay, I refuse to hold the clicker and the microphone, so suddenly it's all a little bit different. So the people who've been running the program this year are our Managing Director, Liz Lumley, our Co-Managing Director, Francisco Lorca, our CEO, Edwina Johnson, and our Queen of Events, Celia Lee. Those are the people who are behind the whole engine, and those are the people who help the entrepreneurs get through the program, and they are the people you will see on stage. So this is all I had to say. I'll come back at the end to make sure you all go home. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic demo day, and thank you for coming. We're really happy you're here. It's Lumley.
Does my clicker work? Guys, it's Demo Day 2015. Yeah! I've been whooping for ages. I'm an American. I'm allowed to. What Demo Day is after 14 weeks of incredibly hard work, our startups are here to introduce themselves to you, the FinTech community. They are the stars of this show. However, I do have to apologize. Before you get to meet the real stars of the show, I'm a bit of the opening act, and I have to take you through a little bit of Startupbootcamp FinTech, about why we're special, why we're different, and why we're the best damn accelerator program on the planet. So we're part of a global family. We're part of the Startupbootcamp global family of accelerators. And we're pretty unique in Startupbootcamp is that we have aspirations for global domination. After our founding in London last year, we expanded into Singapore. And 2 months ago, they had an incredibly successful demo day. I want to say more in that space, but all I can say is watch this space. But we're Startupbootcamp FinTech where it was founded, in London, the FinTech capital of the world. That's why startups from all over the world come to London. All of our experts and our mentors and our investors and our talent are all focused on the financial services industry. You know, we are special, and that's why London's a hub. Now, I've said a little bit that we're different, that we're special, and I'm going to talk you through how we're special and what we offer our 9 startup teams. We offer 3 months of awesome, and that's being trademarked, by the way. What is 3 months of awesome? I think you should ask the startups, because the past 14 weeks, they have worked their asses off. It wasn't Startup Spa Weekend. It was Startup Boot Camp. You know, these startups have worked their way through grit, focus, and determination, and they're some of the most passionate and hardworking people I have ever had the privilege to work with in my life. These startups have earned their place in the FinTech ecosystem in sweat. And for those of you in the room who've been to our sauna at the Rainmaking Loft, you know I'm not exaggerating about the sweat. But a program cannot be awesome alone. We have partners, and these are our partners. And they're not just logos on a screen. Our partners are heavily involved and engaged in our program. All of them come to us and say, how can we become more involved? What can we offer? What can we bring to this program to make it better and support the startups? In fact, some of our startups have people that work with us at the Rainmaking Loft, working side by side with the startups, learning and growing with them. They act as ambassadors to our startups inside their own organizations, looking for experts, looking for mentors, looking for those crucial business sponsors that will bring those coveted pilots and proof of concepts. Now, those of you in the room that work at large banks and large financial institutions, you know what I just described is not an easy task. FinTech is going to transform our industry for the better. And those institutions that welcome and embrace new entrants to this market are going to be the winners in the future. We are also supported by our global partners. Our global partners offer our startups a wealth of services that are absolutely invaluable to any company bootstrapping themselves to success. I'm going to take a few more moments on this slide. Our mentors. As I said, we're part of the Startup Bootcamp family. And that means we run a mentor-driven program. That's not a throwaway line. We have 450 mentors. We have a group of mentors who come in to the Rainmaking Loft and work with our startups week in and week out. They bring their expertise, their advisory, their contacts, and they do this for the love of FinTech, for being involved, and they do it for fun. You know, Francisco and Edwina and myself have one-on-ones every week with the startups, and they tell us stories. Ruth helped us with our presentation. Ian looked over our investor deck. Andre's looking for a business sponsor, and we know exactly who they're talking about without job titles or company names, because real human relationships have been formed between mentor and startups that will stay with many of them for many years to come. We salute you, mentors. We couldn't do it without you. Of course, we also have our syllabus. We run a series of workshops and master classes. You know, there are a lot of books out there on lean methodology and business model, but there's a difference when an expert comes in and walks you through how to find your most viable product. And we've seen many a light bulb moment with our startups in these workshops where they think, I can use that. I can use it to focus my business. And that is why we call this acceleration. That's what an acceleration program is. It's not speed for speed's sake. It's not working so fast you lose all your focus. It's about stopping doing things that are wasting your time. It's about validating your assumptions and validating again and going to sleep and waking up and validating one more time so that all the I think and I don't knows turn into I know. I know this is the right move for my company. I know this is the right development for my product. That is what acceleration is. So the numbers speak for themselves. You know, now with this class, over 300 companies through Startup Bootcamp programs. The average ticket price, €500,000. Over 70% raised funding. These are all real, sustainable companies that find their focus through Startup Bootcamp. Now, I am very sure that we'll talk about the success of these 9 teams for years to come. But I need to mention our teams from last year. And we had some success from last year. InvestUp, the first crowdfunding brokerage to get FCA approval. Friendly Score raised million euros? Yep. And then invoice sharing, are doing a pilot with Avarto. These are success stories, and we're going to hear more of these over and over again. So I mentioned before that we're special, and we're different, and of course we do things a little bit differently here, if you've ever been to demo days at other organizations. Before I bring Francisco on to introduce our startups are going to come on one by one with their mentors, and they're going to introduce themselves to you. Then they're going to go to their pods on the side of the hall, and they're going to give a series of 5-minute pitches. Use their time on stage here to decide which startups you most want to hear. Now, we did this format last year, and it was incredibly successful for us. We had a record number of follow-up meetings for our startups in the Startup Bootcamp program. However, we had some other comments about the noise that wasn't ideal. So, like any good startup, we've taken on feedback, we've iterated, and I'm very sure you've seen the tweets. This year, we're doing silent demo day. For those of you who have ever been to silent disco, maybe you understand why you have the headphones. So we may be silent demo day, but that does not mean you will not be able to hear. You will get a description from Edwina later on, but that's what silent demo day is. You will be able to hear clearly all the startups that most interest you. So I think that's about all I need to be on stage right at the moment. So I'm going to hand it over to Francisco, who's going to bring on the real stars of the show.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. We're going to introduce 9 incredible companies. But before I do that, I would like to spend some time with you talking to you about the last 10 months of their life. So from January to May, we had 450 teams that applied to our program. It's an amazing number. And these people came from the network that we have, so our partners, our mentors, our investors that recommend them to us. They come from our fast track days. And last year we did 15 fast track days in 15 cities. They also come through the work of our scouters. And this is a team that's continuously looking, continuously researching, and finding what's going on in FinTech to bring us the best opportunities. And a lot of them, actually an increasing number, just come directly to us. They come to our website, they come to us, they get in contact, and they just apply to the program. So it's a huge number. Out of those 450 companies, we spoke to 60. Over 200 phone calls, trying to figure out their business, trying to understand them better. 20 companies were invited to our selection days. And those are 3 super intense days in which the Startup Bootcamp team, together with our partners, our investors, and some of the mentors that are closer to us, spent 3 days trying to figure out which ones are the best companies. 9 companies were invited to our program. So it's an incredible funnel. It's an incredible curation process. And that makes us feel extremely comfortable that the 9 companies that we bring in front of you are the best in the sector right now. So where do these companies come from? These companies come from Canada, from France, from Lithuania, from Egypt, from Russia, from the US, from Israel, thank you, from Wales, and from London. So it's all over the place. And because of the work that they've been doing, you're going to be able to do things like, for example, order your coffee and order your sandwich without waiting in line. If you're a bond portfolio, you're going to be able to rebalance your portfolio, build your portfolio in 90 seconds instead of days. If you're actually a merchant, an online merchant, you're going to be able to use artificial intelligence to minimize your risk and maximize your profits. 2.5 billion people are going to be able to bank with their friends. High net worth individuals will actually invest in a totally different way. Sell-side research, which is marred with a whole bunch of issues in terms of confidentiality and conflict of interest, will change as we know it. Hedge fund managers will be able to report and talk to their investors in a very, very efficient way. And last but not least, compliance. Know your customer, which has become such a pain, is going to turn around from being a pain to being a great business opportunity using the blockchain. And I did forget one, out of memory, which is super interesting, which is artificial intelligence will start helping us trade into the market instead of humans that are about to make errors. So it's 9 great companies, super exciting. If you think about it, what these companies bring is with a whole lot of work, intensity, just ingenuity, these companies, what they're going to be doing is setting up the agenda for financial technology in the next 20 years. We are super excited and super happy to introduce to you the 9 companies. Thank you. So I'm going to start introducing the first company, Bondit. Bondit's a company that comes from Israel. They're super intense, very interesting team to work with. And they have built a platform that allows fixed income portfolio managers to build their portfolio in a matter of seconds, in 90 seconds instead of days. Aaron, CEO of Bondit, is here to present.
Hello. Bondit helps professionals optimize bond portfolios intelligently. There's a pressing problem in the largest market in the world, and it affects each and every one of you. We all have investments in bonds, be it through savings, our pensions, or diversified investments. That's why the market is $100 trillion in size. All of these varied investments have one problem in common. They're all managed poorly, using outdated tools and dodgy motivation. The result? Your money is serving other masters, and you're not getting the return you should for the risk that you're taking. The solution? Bondit. Our clients benefit from optimized, personalized portfolios using machine learning and big data. It allows them to gain and retain more and more clients, increasing their assets under management. And that's not even the biggest opportunity that we managed to take advantage of. When you'll see us later in that booth, we'll tell you all about it. Thank you.
Hi, my name's David Parker. I'm the CEO and founder of Polymath Consulting, and I've been proud to mentor Cybertonica. It's very exciting because I think I've probably got the most exciting company here today to present. And the reason for that is 2 simple reasons. They're going after a market that's got double or triple digit growth in every single country, the e-commerce market. And secondly, what they're doing for retailers is preventing their fraud and basket drop-off. That's worth millions. So a big market and a big solution with a big need. Cybertonica.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joshua, and I'm CEO of Cybertonica. Now, I want you all, we're going to use you as a cloud base here. First of all, this part of the audience is going to remember that Cybertonica uses artificial intelligence to do payment approvals in the e-commerce. So that's how big our market is. I want this part of the audience to remember that although we do fraud prevention, the way we make money is recovering revenue. There's $200 billion lost every year from abandoned carts. Did you know that? That's a big chunk of change. Great job. You're fired. Okay, and over here, I want you guys to remember this number, $36 million. That's the money, the extra money we made for our first customer in just 9 months of replacing their system with our system. Finally, I want you guys to remember that the team we have has 75 years of experience collectively, 5 guys, in digital payments, security, and banking infrastructure. So we're ready to go, and we want you all to have a chance to be part of what we're doing. We have our first customers, and we're rolling, and we want to raise today $1.5 million. So anybody who's intelligent about the e-commerce growth, get with us. Our booth is over there. Thanks very much.
Oh, well...
Hello, I'm James Tuckett. I'm a co-founder and the CEO of InvestUp. I had the pleasure of meeting the Delio team just before they came into Startupbootcamp, and since then they've just been moving super fast. I think they've got a phenomenal proposition. It's really smart, it's very timely, and it's simple. And that's the perfect mix. I think the team so far have shown enormous grit and dedication, and I really strongly believe they're on the cusp of transforming the very archaic processes behind introducing private company investments to high net worth investors. We know there's massive demand out there, and now, thanks to Delio, there's the technology to match that. Over to you, Delio.
"20 years ago, a high net worth investor may have dressed a little something like this. While I look around the room today, and we have high net worth investors here, yet I don't see many smoking jackets. Obviously, things have changed. So why is it that the products being offered to these individuals haven't? Especially when there's a private market space which presents an enormous opportunity for evolution. Yet financial institutions are unable to engage in this space effectively, until now, because Delio is bringing the private markets back to the financial institutions. Come and find out how. Find out how in 10 months, 3 young, hungry co-founders have made a game-changing impact on how high net worths will invest. Come and find out how. In 10 months, we've secured funding, secured paying customers, and secured pilots with leading financial institutions. I'm Gareth Lewis, CEO of Delio, and here today, I would love to tell you more about our journey. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ruth Wantefer, Global Head of Regulatory and Market Strategy at Citigroup, and I had the pleasure and honor to mentor Money Fellows over the last 3 months. Money Fellows has an incredible business model of bringing a lending and borrowing market of the potential of £250 billion worth from the offline world into the online world. And I think this is going to go viral. So I have the honor of introducing Ahmed from Money Fellows today here with us.
Hi everyone. 2.3 billion people, 250 billion pounds in circulation between them offline every year. What are these people doing? ROSCA, Rotating Savings and Credit Associations. ROSCA is an interest-free financial arrangement made between friends and family to help them pool money together and easily reach their financial goals and needs. It was invented 2,000 years ago, way before banks and credit scoring even existed. Today, and after 500 years of traditional banking, ROSCA is even more common in over 89 countries and communities around the globe. However, they're still doing it the old hard way and has a lot of pains and limitations in the model. Having experienced those pains myself one day, I'm here to do something about it. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ahmed, founder and CEO of Money Fellows, and we are transforming the offline world of ROSCA into the modern digital world today, to not just solve the pains of the existing offline model, but to take it to a whole new level of global scale and efficiency. I would love to tell you more about it. Please come to our booth. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ian Ben. I've been a CXO for a number of the world's bigger fintechs, and I'm putting my own money into Obsidian, and I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why. Number 1, they've got a phenomenal market. It's huge, it's completely underserved, and new regulations just appearing that's going to mean they're going to have to buy something soon. Number 2, they've already written the product. No, they've written it, but you can use it today because they're hosting their own data room on their own platform. Number 3, they've got referenceable happy customers. Number 4, they got a business plan that makes perfect sense. And number 5, they are a phenomenal team. In fact, here's one of them now, Sasha.
Obsidian is transforming the way fund managers handle investor relations. Ian mentioned the market. There are over 85,000 funds in our target market. They have a new need due to regulatory and competitive pressures, and 95% of them have nothing in place to help them out. The timing is perfect. Our platform automates the entire process of investor relations, providing our clients with a better service for far less cost and with no mistakes ever. We are today hosting our own due diligence data room on our own platform, and we invite you all to experience it on your mobile, tablet, or laptop during our presentation. This is a pure B2B SaaS model, and as Ian mentioned, we've written it, the product is live, and we've sold it to mutual fund and hedge fund clients. We have done all this on our own without burning a ton of cash. So now we're looking for a first funding round to help scale our client base. Come and see us and tune into Channel 76. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. No.
Hi. My name is Marcus Miolich. I'm a managing director at Haitong, which is China's largest investment bank. In August, I started working with Stockviews as they shared and developed their vision for a crowdsourced online research platform, an innovative and disruptive new approach that will drastically change the way institutional investors consume and use research. Today, I'm honored to introduce Stockviews to the stage and welcome them to present at DemoDay 2015. Thank you.
Stockviews is revolutionizing the very traditional world of equity research. As a fund manager myself for over 10 years, I was a customer of the sell side. But like many of my colleagues, I was frustrated with the conflicts of interest and the lack of valuable insights. A bad incentive system created a bad result. Stockviews is an open network of independent analysts who are incentivized in the right way. We compensate them based on the performance of their stock picks and the quality of their research. Traditional sell-side research has been in decline for years, and we feel its time is now over. Come and listen to our presentation and find out why Stockviews is the next generation of equity research.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alessandro Hatami. I'm the founder of the Pacemakers. I've been doing FinTech for the best part of the last 15 years in some of the biggest companies in the world. And I've seen a lot of startups, a lot of interesting companies to look at. But I think Tradle is one of the most interesting ones I've seen. They're going to be tackling a proposition, an issue that is at the core of every delivery of every financial product, and that is authentication. These guys have come up with a fantastic proposition that uses the blockchain, or actually distributed ledgers, to help customers be empowered to own their own authentication, and completely will change the way authentication is done today. I think these guys are going to be big, but I'll leave you to choose and decide. Gene, come on up.
It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. A kind of magic.
All right. The internet is a giant machine moving bits, which created a copyright nightmare. And out of this wreckage, Google emerged. The blockchain is a giant machine for freezing bits. And it's doing a job that is now performed by notaries, marketplaces, governments, and millions of intermediaries. And it's going to create wreckage out of which new giants will emerge. Tradle is putting frozen bits onto the blockchain to create a global trust network to turn compliance pain into commercial opportunity. It's a kind of magic. Stay tuned on Channel 22.
Hi, I'm Rob Versitz, and it's been my privilege over the last few weeks to work with a team of incredibly bright, talented, and visionary individuals from Walnut. What do they do? Well, they actually have the ability, I believe, to change the way and to improve the way in which financial trading takes place. They use what I would term real-world artificial intelligence. And I believe that this could have significant impact for both institutions and investors over the next few years. I'd like to invite on stage Guillaume Vidal to tell you more.
Hi, everyone. Thank you to be here. I'm Guillaume, co-founder of Walnut Algorithms. And what we do is creating artificial intelligence for trading. Investment management is a highly data-driven industry. Terabytes of data are generated every single day by the global economy. So how can even the smartest brains can take all that data alone? How can we make the right investment decisions quickly enough by taking all this relevant data into account? How can we know which piece of information has a strong impact on what we're buying and selling? Well, machines can perform these calculations and make sense of enormous amounts of data extremely fast. And this is why we believe that the future of finance lies within artificial intelligence. We use the latest advances in data science to develop self-learning algorithms capable of trading the financial markets. And if you're curious to see what we've come up with, please come over to our booth right there. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Grant. I'm from MasterCard. I've had the privilege for the last 14 weeks to work with the team at Warpay. I've been completely blown away by the drive, determination, the clarity of vision from Vedas and his entire team in terms of what they're trying to achieve. To give you an idea of that drive and determination, Vedas had a baby just 3 weeks before the start of Startupbootcamp and was effectively commuting from Lithuania to be here. What they've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time is quite spectacular, and it's my honor to introduce Warpay today.
The best things in life are free.
Thank you, Grant, for such nice words. Hello all, I'm Vaidas, dad of 2 girls and CEO and co-founder of Warpay. Warpay is the universal remote mobile payments platform. We connect any mobile wallet with any merchant. I'll give you 3 reasons why you should come to listen to us. First, our solution is up and running in Baltics with growing traction and paying clients. And it took us just 2 months to move that solution from Baltics to UK. We know how to scale. Second, we are a revenue-generating company. Next year, our plan is to have revenue of 1.2 million euros, and year after that, 12 million. We know how to scale. And third, giants like MasterCard, whom you just saw, or Lloyds Banking Group, got interested in strategic value that our platform brings. If those guys got interested, I'm sure you want to listen to that one as well. So please come to listen to us how Warpay will change the future of remote mobile payments. And one more thing. Who likes good quality coffee, tea, or hot chocolate here? Please raise your hands. Woo! So if you don't want to drink that instant one, in that corner there is a high quality coffee, but you have to order it with your mobile, of course, using platform powered by Warpay. Thank you.
Okay, everyone.
Wow.
Whilst the companies move into the pods around the room, what we're going to do is tell you a little bit about what happens next. First up, you need to choose just 5 out of the 9 companies that you've heard today. You will only get to hear 5 pitches. You can find them on the back of your brochure or on the map behind me now. Next, you want to work out what channel number to tune your radio to for the startup or the company you want to listen to first. For this, I'm going to use my pretty assistant, Francisco, to demonstrate. So, say Francisco wants to listen to Delio. He needs to tune his radio to channel 2. He makes sure his radio is switched on at the top and then uses the buttons on the front to tune to channel 2. He then adjusts the volume for his listening pleasure. Francisco is set to go. You've got 5 minutes to listen to the pitch, and then you've got another 5 minutes for Q&A afterwards. When the music comes on, it's time to move. But when the pitches are on, it's time to be silent. So, if you were here with us last year, you'll know we're not adverse to some very polite shushing or asking you to take your conversation outside when the pitches are on. What happens is that we've got 2 rounds of pitches, followed by a coffee break, followed by 3 more rounds of pitches, and then we're going to get you back here for graduation and a quick wrap-up. If you don't get a chance to connect to the startup that you want to today, you can just tick the back of your name tag and drop it into the box in reception. Also, as beautiful as they are, we do not want you to take your radio headsets with you. We need to return these. If you can also just leave them in reception on your way out, that would be awesome. So, that is everything from us. It's time to find the first company you want to listen to and move into those pods. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Woo!
I'm going to present you walnut algorithms, and what we do is reinventing financial trading using artificial intelligence. Yeah. So, who in the room here knows DeepMind Technologies? Raise your hand. DeepMind Technologies. Yeah. Well, let me clarify this statement by give you a simple example from a different industry. DeepMind Technologies. They're a team out of University College London who developed self-learning algorithms capable of learning by themselves how to play video games. Are you guys okay on the channel? In this video, we can see how the machine, without knowing anything about the game, is capable of playing it, making mistakes, and progressing. After 4 hours of training, it becomes the perfect player. It's capable of exploiting every weakness of the game and becomes better than any human ever played the game. They were acquired by Google last year for £400 million. And this is exactly what we're doing. But of course, we're not playing video games. Instead of playing breakout, we're applying this technology to equity trading. And let me show you what we've come up with. This is the Dow Jones Equity Index. You can see the impact of the crisis here in 2008 and 2009. And we developed algorithms that trade. This is a beginner algorithm. But after some iteration, after training on the markets, it's capable of outperforming significantly the Dow Jones. And this is not a trick. This is actual data that we developed, and it's net of fees. These are returns, actual returns. And it took us a long journey to get here, in a very difficult way. But it is working. It not only works on the Dow Jones, but on all the other equity indices we've tried it on, including the S&P, the Russell 2000. And these are all simulations that we've made on historical data. And to get here required building a complex architecture and 16 months of intensive research and development from our team. We brought together the right team, the right combination of skills, researchers on artificial intelligence, mathematicians, traders, and IT developers. We've also been supported by a strong team of experienced mentors. John Ricciardi here was the Chief Investment Officer of AllianceBernstein with over 450 billion on the management. Pierre Sermanet is a leading research scientist working with Google Brain in deep learning. And 5 other mentors who have deep expertise in financial trading, quantitative markets, and signal processing. But who else thinks is a good idea? Well, the largest players in the industry, Bridgewater, JP Morgan, BlackRock, all announced this year the creation of internal teams or partnerships with tech firms to develop these in their systems. But what about the rest of the industry? There are 80,000 funds worldwide, and only a dozen have announced publicly the use of AI in their systems. And we're talking about the latest advances in AI, not legacy machine learning that's been around for decades. But McKinsey & Company research showed that there's a 20 to 30% P&L improvement for industry players adopting this technology, AI and automation. And it is a fast-following industry, meaning that once machine learning becomes the norm, the technology behind AI, everyone will quickly move to it. But we are there, and we have a serious roadmap for the future. We're starting to get into real market simulations, trading virtual capital. We're planning to partner to start trading real money by mid-next year and start generating revenues at the end of 2016 by commercializing this technology. How will we commercialize it? Well, with our advisors, we have explored a number of avenues, such as trading our algorithms through setting up our own fund, or licensing this technology, white labels, providing consulting, joint ventures or partnerships. But we've been focusing on developing this technology. And at this stage, we think it is too premature to commit to one of those. We will decide with our investors, when time comes, what is the best way to extract most value out of such a technology. Because what are we missing? We're missing evidence that our technology continues to work plugged on live streams of data from now. And to get there, we are raising £150,000 in SEIS for a small share of equity to bootstrap our way to get those evidence. And it's your chance to be part of this exciting fundraise. We will start trading live and choose with you the ideal market entry. We plan to raise another Series A late next year to start commercializing and generating revenues. Thank you very much, and I'll open now for questions.
Basically, I want to start by telling you a little story that's related to what we do. I mean, you let the music die. Okay, we're good. So we're going to talk a little bit about security in airports for a second, because this is kind of similar to what we do. I mean, if you think about it, what we want to do is know who has the dangerous bags and not let them get on that plane, right? But at the same time, for that, we need to do automation and we need infrastructure. Otherwise, it would be a very difficult task. And in fact, in e-commerce on the internet, what's going on is we're checking 50 to 70% of all the passengers. I mean, this is checked and over-checked. And these people are abandoning their flight. They don't want to pay because they're hassled by the checking, or they don't have the password. And what we thought was this is a real shame, because this is leading to a huge problem. In an airport, it would leave the airplanes leaving empty, right? That's no business model. You can't make money. And the e-commerce problem is that the money will go elsewhere because people are buying. In fact, it's called the tragedy of the abandoned cart, right? And it's about 30% of all e-commerce volume in the world. This is a $200 to $300 billion problem a year for e-commerce and mobile commerce. And we thought that's wrong, and we wanted to create something which would take away the friction at checkout that's causing this problem. I mean, you know yourselves that these forms, these are not now technology, right? These forms are basically designed around the paper that used to be filled in on a machine at hand, right? And they don't fit on mobile. And when you get them in a foreign language, you don't understand it. So this 3DS system is an old-style system that kills conversion. And merchants know about this, and payment service providers know about this. So the first thing we thought was, why don't we use artificial intelligence to deliver frictionless customer checkout? Because with the proper intelligence about a person and some history, we can know well ahead of the payment page what risk this person represents in dynamic real time. We can take away all these problems that plague merchants and payment service providers, particularly false positives, which is basically where you're telling a perfectly good customer with their money in their hand to pay, go away, I don't want your money. This is a larger problem than you probably think. Depending on the sources of the information that the data you look at, is between 11 and 40% of all transactions. So we wanted to take this idea and go global with it, and so we put together this world-class team of people who together have about 75 years of experience in digital banking, digital products, payments, and of course we have our coding guru, the CTO, Sergey, who's here, and David Parker, who's one of the top consultants in the payments industry in Europe or in the world, in fact, who's our advisor. We've done 18 months of coding, and we're now live. The product is live with PSPs and merchants, and we're growing that list of customers. We have 9 developers based in Russia, and then we've created the UK company now that owns the Russian company, and we're developing from here within the EU code. What is our secret sauce? Basically, what we've added to the mix is the browsing histories. So we're analyzing well over 5,000 events per second to do this, and we're taking the browsing histories, transaction histories, and of course all the databases available, and then the biometrics of the device itself. So we have that, all of that together in one machine learning that gives us a fraud score that's going to be highly accurate, much more accurate than these old forms that fraudsters know how to get around. And because of that, we can recover a lot of that lost revenue. A lot of people we work with say that this is a really bright idea. With some of these people, we've already signed LOIs. Some of them represent our infrastructure partners, and we're going forward with them. And we also are entering other areas and other vectors for the technology to be useful. Basically, what we came up with is automated fraud prevention for everyone selling online or authenticating online. And it's a SaaS offer, of course. It's plug and play pretty much. It's just a couple days of coding to get it rolling, and it's an easy deployment because it's of course structured in the cloud. And this gives us a real upside because on top of that it's very effective. So up to 80% lower fraud reported from our customer base. And what you see here is it's not an abstract painting, although it could be framed. I love it. It's actually real-time fraud dashboard for one of our telco customers, telling them that one of their accounts was charged up by 1,200 different stolen cards, right? This is information you want to know, and they were unable to know it without applying our system. And they had state-of-the-art system in place before we came. So for one client, we also grew revenues $36 million in 9 months. This means we reclaimed revenue that they were losing because they were closing the door to their own customers. And we now have 7 customers. So if you can do easy math, you can see the kind of upside potential we have as a business. And we're going to these 4 geographies very strategically because we know this is where there's very high growth in e-commerce in the future, or where there's already well-installed bases that need our technology. So there are 1 million customers out there. Every month there are new customers, people selling on the web, new service providers, and they do $100 billion of business a month right now. And that's between 5 and 10 billion transactions a month, depending how you judge the e-commerce world. That's important for us because our business model is some pennies per transaction plus a cut of the upside over time, right? And this can make for a very profitable business. And that's why we would encourage you to think about investing with us. We're looking for £600,000. We're actually looking for $1.5 million, but we've got some money in. So we'd encourage those who know about this industry to come with us on a very big adventure. Thanks very much. I'm here. Sergey, our CTO. Vladimir, our COO, is here. And we also have David Parker here, who's a well-known payment consultant. And Melika, our market analyst, is running around analyzing the market. Oh, there she is in the back. So please ask questions, and we'll explain whatever else you need to know. Thank you very much.
So yeah, I'll start. Hi everyone, I'm Ahmed, founder and CEO of Money Fellows, and I would like to start off with a personal story behind the idea of Money Fellows. A couple of years ago, I moved from Africa to Germany to continue my studies. At first, I needed to settle, rent a house, and pay some bills. And basically, I needed a lump sum of money. But being new to the country and having no credit history, accessing credit was impossible. Naturally, back home, a money circle with my friends and family would have just solved all of that. Time passed, and 2 years later, I graduated and started a basic salary job, which didn't end my financial problems. It was just different. I didn't have enough discipline to save up money on my own. And again, money circles with my friends and family would have been an ideal solution for that. I'm just one example of 2.3 billion people out there doing money circles today for different reasons. Money circles worth 250 billion pounds in circulation between them offline every single year. It is very common in over 89 countries and communities around the globe, and actually goes back to 2,000 years old. Let me tell you how a money circle works. A group of friends or family join together all agreeing to pay a fixed monthly installment into a pot. Every month, one of those participants receives the total money paid in by everyone else. The circle then ends when everyone receives his or her payout. This way, people towards the beginning of the circle are receiving an interest-free credit based on their social reputation, not their credit score, and those towards the end of the circle are forcing themselves to save while helping out their friends reach their financial goals and needs. Today, that's how they do it, on a piece of paper. It lacks transparency, safety, organization, and it's geographically limited to friends and family living around each other's areas. And above all, it just consumes so much time and energy for someone to start a circle in the offline world, find people to join it, and manage their cash for them while keeping it transparent, safe, and organized. And that is why we, Money Fellows, are digitizing this model to make it a lot easier to create, manage, track, and automate money circles today. And above all, enable friends and families from all over the globe to continue doing money circles today. The market size is huge. 250 billion, like I said, is offline. We plan to target 10% of that. We plan to acquire 10% of that market within the next 6 to 8 years. And we're starting here in the UK by targeting 9 million potential users from communities like Asian communities, African, Islamic, Arabic communities, which, keeping in mind, this is a fully Sharia compliant solution as well. How we make money is through a service fee we deduct from a user's payout, or an affiliate fee we get from our commercial partners when a user spends his payout on purchasing things from them. We currently have Amazon, eBay, and Apple. I'd like to announce that we are launching our website today to enable friends and family to start doing money circles with them right now. And we're launching in 2 weeks' time our mobile app. But to do so, we had to pass through a lot of milestones. We started off by customer validation, understanding the pains and needs of our potential market. We then launched a private beta with a mobile and a web platform. We partnered with Currency Cloud and Transfer2 to enable 120 different countries with more than 44 different currencies. And we finally got the approval from the FCA to be able to publicly launch. And above all, we are establishing relationships with 4 main distribution channels. YoYo Wallet to tap into the universities, Simply Ethical to tap into the Sharia compliant financing communities, Libera and Migrate to tap into the UK migrant communities as a whole. According to our private beta, we've gained initial success, and by inviting just 37 users, there are now 120 users only via personal referrals. This means that for every user we acquire, invites 2.7 other users to join their circle on our platform. And that's all according to just our private beta. We are not alone in this. Other players believe that this is a great concept to digitize today. eMoneypool, Yatos, and Puddle all focus on the US market. But since our competitors are dancing on the edges of Rosca, we are a pure player. Our competitors tend to target people who are also less aware of the Rosca or a money circle concept, and therefore offer them a distilled down version of the Rosca, and offering them features like insurance and enabling public circles, which at the end of the day increases their fees to 6% and doesn't make it a Rosca anymore. By providing a truer version of Rosca, we are able to charge much lower fees and target a wider and more relevant global community to them. Having lived and breathed money circles all our lives, we do understand the importance of social reputation and community building within this concept. And that is why we are ensuring that Money Fellows is the go-to online money circles platform of the future. It is a hot market, and that is why our great team is making it happen. We have experience founding and working at successful startups before, and we cover expertise in technology, design, marketing, and business development. And we have great mentors to help us make it happen. If you believe in the potential of Money Fellows, we are inviting you to be a part of it today. We are raising £500,000 to acquire our first 120,000 users and to start exploring or start tapping into the next potential market, which is the Middle East, starting with the UAE. Thank you.
We're going to get right started. Hi everybody, my name is Iran. I'm the COO of Bondit, where we help professionals optimize bond portfolios intelligently. I want to tell you a little bit about our story. Everything started a long, long time ago, all the way back in 2012. A bunch of us got together and we started talking about an experience we seem to all have had. It was a bad experience. If you've ever had the pleasure of having an advisor build a bond portfolio for you, you know that it's a frustrating process. They have to go through a very iterative process where they use outdated tools like Excel. They have to check with their brokers. They have to come back to you. And then after all of this, a week goes by and you still don't get what you want, which is an optimized, personalized portfolio. It doesn't have to be that way though. What if instead of what the bank wanted to sell, you got what you wanted to buy? What if instead of some opaque list, you got actionable cash flows, an actionable matrix with which to make decisions? And what if instead of a week, you can get that in 90 seconds? Well, you can. So we found out the problem, and we knew that we had a great solution. But the question then was, is there a market there? Is there a trend that really forces our hand here? Enter the digitization train. It started with equities. It moved on to FX, it continued to commodities, and it culminated in the largest market in the world, $100 trillion of bonds. Every stop along this train has netted billions to companies that were well poised to take advantage. Who would be our clients, we asked ourselves. And then we stopped asking ourselves, and we went out and talked to 300 of them. And within 6 months, we found out that there's more than 1 million around the planet. We did a quick math and we said, a simple SaaS model, $1,000 a pop, will make $1 billion every month. We're set to go. Except that we were wrong. But in the last 3 months, we've learned that our target audience was wrong. We should have always focused on the large financial institutions and banks, those that stand against most of our solution right now. They have millions of end clients. They have the infrastructure in place. They have the scale and scope to benefit from Bondit's offering. Instead of chasing 1 million little fish, we could focus on 200 very large ones. And I'm not going to lie, it very much helped when they started approaching us a lot. You see, what they knew was that in addition to improving their clients' experience, we helped them solve a very tricky problem. There's a disconnect within investment banks, between the investment bank and the retail bank, to the point where an investment bank on the same day can sell the exact same bonds that the retail bank buys, leading to wasteful transactions and tens of millions of dollars wasted every year. Come solve this for us, they said. We'll do revenue sharing with you on the cost that you save in addition to the corporate agreement. We said, sure. But why can't they just do it themselves? The answer is IRR, not just internal rate of return, but innovation, regulation, and risk. I spent 7 years in Barclays, and I can tell you the majority of our budget was tied to regulatory, mandatory projects. We had very little appetite for IT risk or IT adventures. So we set up these innovation hubs to work with or outright buy companies just like Bondit. Now you might be asking yourself, well, why would a tiny company from Israel manage to do that? First, I take offense at being called tiny. Second, there's 24 of us now. A bunch of us come from Wall Street, from the top banks, and we have 4 PhDs from leading research institutions around the globe. Our chief scientist, Dr. Hillel Raz, is here with me as an example. If you combine that experience and that brain firepower, we've created an amazingly powerful, data-driven solution that uses machine learning to crunch hundreds of thousands of bonds and create optimized portfolios that are tailored to each and every one of you, just what you wanted. That has netted us working with 2 of the largest banks in Israel that we're proud to call clients. But furthermore, last month, we've inked a proof of concept
with one of the largest banks in the world, has 5,000 advisors and 48 million clients. We'll be able to announce the name in December, but clearly we're very excited. What do these clients and prospects have to say about us? There's a bunch of quotes out there, and there's more where they came from. The main point is this, though. We're not doing something a little bit better than everybody else. We're doing something that no one else is doing. From our perspective, we're focused on delivering on these pilots, we're focused on increasing our sales force, and we're focused on our algorithms always being on the cutting edge, making it bleed. Where do you guys come in? We're currently in the process of raising funds in order to accelerate that growth, especially around increasing our sales force to get that large 5th and 6th client, so we can hit profitability by the end of 2016 or early 2017. We already have more than $1 million committed, which is about 1/3 of our goal. And we know that once that name gets announced in December, we're going to get the rest. So we want you to join us now. Be a part of our success. That's been the Bondit story. It's been pretty exciting so far, and I'm sure it will be in the future. If you have any questions, we'd love to take them. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gareth Lewis, Channel 2. I'm Gareth Lewis, co-founder and CEO of Delio. So Delio is a startup that originated in the emerging FinTech hub of South Wales. And our team of co-founders spent a number of years working in financial services. Particular area of focus for us was in a high net worth, ultra high net worth environment. And we made a number of observations from our time in this area, particularly looking at the changing demographic of a high net worth investor. So how they have evolved in the past 20 years. So what we mean by this is perhaps 20 years ago, a high net worth investor may have looked a little something like this. 20 years on, today we believe they look much more like this. And they're more entrepreneurial, and they're more engaged, and crucially they're more active with their investments, or at least they want to be. Yet the products and services being offered to them by their client advisors in the high net worth arena are very, very standardised, and they haven't evolved in the past 20 years. They haven't developed. Okay, so a financial institution may have moved from a clipboard to an iPad, but the core products and services being offered haven't evolved. Add to this with a lack of differentiation across today's market. So as a high net worth investor and you have been approached by 3 institutions, how do you choose across 3 products that are essentially the same? So what Delio does is we help financial institutions connect their clients with private investment deal flow. Traditional process for doing this within a financial institution is very, very fragmented. It's cumbersome, and it's burden for the advisor, and it's done on a very ad hoc basis. It doesn't happen very often. It's done over the phone. Perhaps an example of an institution that were able to butt this trend is what Goldman Sachs did with Uber last year. Goldman issued several $100 million of convertible debt in Uber, direct to their private wealth management client base. And our observation of today's high net worth investor is that these are the exact sort of opportunities that they want to see. So to see these opportunities today, what do? Well, they go away from the financial institutions. They go to crowdfunding platforms built for smaller ticket sizes, or they go to their personal networks. Personal networks limited by sector and by geography. What this means is that these investors only get access to a minuscule portion of a much, much larger market space. Because traditional financial institutions' processes rely on PowerPoint, they rely on Excel, and as we alluded to earlier, they're very ad hoc. Open market platforms have emerged to try and solve this problem. Platforms are looking to connect investors with opportunities. Yet they don't provide a solution for the financial institutions. These are environments that a financial institution cannot engage with due to issues with quality, due to issues with control of opportunity flow. So Delio's unique differentiator is that we provide a solution that solves the pain points for the financial institutions. These financial institutions that are our clients. It's from small family office right the way through to global financial institution. We address their pain points, so in turn they can provide a better solution and better service offering to their client base. So what Delio does is we bring the private investment markets back to the financial institutions. This is because financial institutions already have phenomenal networks of wealthy individuals as clients. They already have enviable volumes of deal flow that sit within their institution. In the wealth management division, their asset management division, and their investment bank. Quite simply, Delio provides a platform that connects the two together. We connect those investment opportunities with the clients. So client advisor and clients can access a platform in real time that enables them to gather, filter, and see all the private investment opportunities their financial institution is able to offer them. Now, a number one challenge in this space today has been compliance. Compliance is a massive burden in this market for client advisor, taking up hours of his time, and for the client. So we've developed a unique approach to client categorization, helping categorize the investors effectively in a streamlined way. And what this enables the institution to do is ensure only the right investors are able to see the right type of investment opportunities for their profile. But Delio aren't just building another platform. By building a number of these internal ecosystems on the same infrastructure, we can begin to connect opportunities across institution, allowing an institution to share the deal flow to maximise the reach of these opportunities. But crucially, this is done with granular levels of control to ensure maximum control over the quality and the distribution of those investment opportunities. And this proposition and our approach has allowed us to generate significant momentum in a very short space of time, because financial institutions are aware of their clients going elsewhere for these opportunities, and they want to act. They want to solve this private market problem. This has enabled us to secure funding in 10 months, secure paying customers in 10 months. We've got 2 investment banking boutiques due to go live in January next year, and they'll be paying for our MVP product. In addition, we're well on our way to securing 3 pilots with leading financial institutions in Q1 2016. And I'm delighted to announce that we're currently working with Rabobank to outline a potential pilot for the new year. So what do we need to continue to build on this momentum? Well, we're a young, hungry and dynamic team, but we appreciate the value of experience and grey hairs. So we're looking to expand our network today with a view to building out an advisory board in the new year who can help steer us with the right strategic direction. In addition, we want to work with as many people involved in the private markets as possible, from small family offices right the way through to global financial institutions. Any potential interested pilot partners that may be here today, we'd love to speak to you. And whilst we've secured the majority of our funding round, we've put a small amount aside for any potential strategic investors that may be here today. If this is you, please come and talk to us. And furthermore, if you want to be involved in how the private markets evolve, again, we'd love to speak to you. We have a small bowl here for business cards, and we'd love to follow up with anyone who has an interest in how we change the face of the private markets. I'd now like to invite David, our COO, and Steve, our CTO, to the front of the room and to the front of the floor, and open it out to any questions that you may have. Thank you very much for your time.
So I'll turn on my clicker and I'll start. Hello all, as I said on the stage, I am Vaidas Adomauskas, CEO and co-founder of Warpay. And Warpay is the universal remote mobile payments platform. We connect any mobile wallet with any merchant. Just for a second, think how much of your time you spend waiting to pay someone. For example, for coffee, for teas, for lunch, for petrol, anywhere. Just for lunch, we counted, you usually spend about 12 minutes a day waiting, and that's about 73 hours a year. It could be saved, like here you could order from here and just grab the coffee when it's ready, yes? Many companies realize this is a problem. It can be solved with mobile payments, with mobile payment apps, and it's out there. We counted more than 50 solutions that provide remote payment in London alone, and it's just booming. It's a problem, it needs to be solved. But think about merchant, he gets one of these guys getting to them every week a different one and saying, integrate me, I'll be the winner. How a merchant can pick which of these solutions will win? Or he should integrate all of them? We talked to Fujitsu, they said, no, we're not going to make 100 integrations for mobile payments. We want to make one. Just think about yourselves. If you want to order and pay remotely in one street in London, how many mobile payments apps you will need to have on your phone and trust your payment details with just to order in one street, if this is the future? We believe this must change. We believe there has to be a platform, a standard that sits in the middle of these two worlds, merchants and mobile payment institutions and connects them. So merchant makes one integration, uses one standard and accepts any of these mobile wallets. On the other hand, companies running mobile wallets integrate once and accept it immediately at all the network, at all the merchants. It can be your banking app that uses this service, so you are paying or ordering your coffee here from your real banking app. If you're a FinTech guru, you can use Bitcoins or put you on fast loan. Actually, you can buy coffee here with Bitcoins because it goes through our platform. And if you love your Apple Pay, but you want to pay remotely when I the street, they will need a solution to push that order to the merchant. And you know what? We have done that. This is Warpay platform sitting in the middle and doing exactly what I've told. As I mentioned on stage, we are running in Baltics 5 different mobile wallets, a real bank, PSP, 2 credit card-based mobile wallets, and Bitcoin mobile wallet is connected. And with any of those, you can place an order or pay remotely at more than 400 locations in Baltics, including paying for petrol, at restaurants, donations, many different scenarios. Just to take one, Žalgiris Arena, 18,000 seasons basketball arena. We play basketball in Lithuania. We suck at soccer, sorry. 15% of orders are being placed remotely. People love getting their beer from a seat and not waiting in the queue during the game break. But what's more important, staff serving these orders are 2.4 times faster. We did a study. So therefore, during 15-minute breaks, they serve 2.4 times more sales. That's amazing results from merchants. We are charging merchants a service fee. We're charging mobile wallets a monthly fee to be on the network, to get to the merchants. And companies approach that don't have a mobile wallet solution. So we have a white label solution that we give them, and it's already integrated to our network. As I mentioned, our revenue is growing, and next year we'll have 1.2 million, and year after that 11 million euros in revenue. We count in euros, sorry, we are from Baltics. You can translate to the pounds. But I was talking about Baltics, and when we talk to investors, they say, yeah, very nice, guys, what you did in Baltics, but that's, a countryside of the Europe. Do something in the big market. So then we said, yes, let's do it. We learned lots of lessons. Let's try to move them to the UK, the big market, the FinTech capital. It took us only 2 months to launch it here in London. It's up and running in around Chiswell Street. You can go to 5 merchants and order from 2 different mobile wallets. And we're getting very positive results both from the merchants and the clients now as we speak. We're already in discussions with different big merchants that got interested in our proposition. For example, Virgin Trains love to do order from your seat at a train, and you get your order delivered. They already have wireless on the trains. They want to use our solution. On the other hand, we're talking with more mobile wallets to connect, so we would have more choices, including later discussing with the banks as well. We are very happy that partners of Startupbootcamp FinTech program really found that strategic value that our platform aggregation brings. For example, a MasterCard, we enable MasterPass, one of their products, on one mobile wallet. What it means now, MasterPass in 2 weeks will be accepted at all merchants that are integrated to the network. So we are helping MasterCard to expand their merchants network. We love doing that. We have a very strong management team. We have experience both in entrepreneurship, product management, technology, and what's very, very important, UK market knowledge as well, because we are moving to this market. And the most important part for me that Grant Sidwell and Anders Sonea from Lloyds and MasterCard join us to help us on strategic decisions, to find the right ways to put the strategic value we bring at the right place. We have 550k euros as a seed round. We use that to build our solution in the Baltics. Now we're raising Series A to expand here in UK in this market. Thank you, and invite you for your questions, and join us to innovate the remote mobile payments industry. The way we pay remotely, not proximity. Don't fix us with that, with NFC payments. We're doing remote part. And of course, order your coffee after you leave. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, hi, I'm Tom Beavers. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Stockviews. Stockviews is a two-sided marketplace. On one side of that marketplace, fund managers who are looking for high-quality research and interesting ideas. On the other side of the marketplace, a growing community of freelance and independent analysts. We match these two groups together. My background was in fund management. I spent 10 years at Newton Investment Management here in the City of London. And I created Stockviews out of frustration with the poor quality of research from sell-side banks like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. So why did I hate sell-side research so much? 3 reasons. Firstly, conflicts of interest. Sell-side banks were always trying to get me to trade in and out of stocks, to generate trading commission. They didn't care so much about how my fund performed at the end of the year. Secondly, groupthink. Sell-side analysts all tend to think in the same way. They have the same training, the same background, and they come to the same conclusions. It's very difficult to find an analyst with independent thought. And then as the number of sell-side analysts has declined, it's been harder and harder to find coverage of small cap stocks. And it's those small cap stocks which are often the most interesting investment opportunities. I was so frustrated with the sell side, and I knew so many of my colleagues who felt exactly the same way, that I wanted to do something about it. I created Stockviews. Then I met Sandeep. Sandeep has a background in artificial intelligence, and he's been in the startup space for a number of years. And we got to talking about ways that we could apply the business model of a modern marketplace like Uber or Airbnb to the very traditional world of sell-side research. And together we built a platform that would allow analysts to create ratings and post research. And we started recruiting analysts from various different backgrounds and from all over the world. In order to maintain quality, we devised a rating system. And this rating system worked in 2 ways. Firstly, we measured the performance of their stock picks, and secondly, the quality of their research. We could then identify and isolate the top performing analysts and put them behind a paywall. Fund managers would then pay an access fee to access behind that paywall, with 80% of the fee being passed on to the top analysts. Thus, we create a strong incentive for the analysts to produce better quality research and better stock picks. So who do we compete with? Primarily, we see ourselves as competing with the big sell-side banks, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. But because we're an open network, these firms can never have the same breadth or depth of analysis that we have with an open platform. You may also recognize a lot of the names along the bottom here. Seeking Alpha, eToro, or InstaVest. These are all open networks, but they're targeting primarily the retail investor. We're the only platform that is both open and targeting the professional investor. So how far along are we? We released the full version of the platform back in February. By the time we came onto the Startup Bootcamp program, we had over 700 analysts on our platform. But we soon realized from the feedback that we got that we needed to build up the other side of the marketplace, the fund managers who would be using the product. As a result of this program, we're now working with 8 pilot customers. And those pilot customers have been using us, using the platform over the last few weeks, and they've been giving us valuable feedback. So what's next? We're here today to raise £400,000 for the next phase of development. We're very pleased to announce that we have a lead investor, Craigie Capital, and the London Co-Investment Fund will be investing alongside them. What will we use these funds for? 2 reasons. Firstly, to continue building the marketplace on both sides. To help us on the fund management side, we'll be hiring an experienced salesperson who can sell into these people. But also we need to improve on the technology to ensure that fund managers receive analysis from the top analysts on the platform and that it's the most relevant research to them. For that purpose, we'll be hiring an additional 2 engineers. As the community grows and as the technology improves, the power of this network increases exponentially. Within the next few years, we see an inflection point where the entire sell-side industry will migrate towards an online open platform. We aim to be that default online platform. We hope you can join us for that journey. Thank you very much, and I'm now ready to take any questions that you have. Hello.
Know your customer, or KYC, is a massive pain for the banks.
and 6 billion in fines from regulators are a testament to that. But why is KYC so hard? I have so many relationships with the banks, and they trust me. So the next time I'm going to get another lease, shouldn't the bank be able to request the information from another bank about me? But they can't because of the data privacy protection regulation. And what major UK and EU banks are telling us, they have trouble moving my personal data between their internal systems as well. The only legal way is to move data through the customer. And this is why the bank is asking me to bring my utility bill to the branch. But utility bill, the paper can be faked, and it's creating a compliance nightmare. How do you do KYC audit on stacks of paper? So we created a fully digital process where the customer can take their data from one bank, move it to another, and all three parties to completely trust each other. We've created a server that we're deploying at the bank, an app that we're giving to the customer, and the protocol with a military-grade security where every bit that is going in and out of the bank is frozen on the blockchain to create a perfect KYC audit trail. And we wrote a patent for the whole system. This is a snapshot of our application, and I invite you to come later and see it live, and you'll love it. The journey starts when the customer offers their KYC data to one bank, and then later on, with one tap, moves the data to another bank. And I want you to stop here for a second and think what happened. Usually, we think about moving money from one account to another. But over here, we moved relationship. We moved trust. And this is the opportunity for the bank to reinvent themselves as trust networks around the customer. And we know that Airbnb, Uber, Alibaba are actually in the trust business, the fastest growing business on earth. This is the market for KYC pain, and this is the one for KYC opportunity. And I'm happy to announce today that we are going to be exploring this opportunity with Rabobank, looking into helping them cross-sell, upsell different financial products, because now they'll be able to move KYC data within their enterprise, between the groups of between the companies in their group. And we are talking about pilots with other partners in the Startupbootcamp, and 5 other banks. And soon we will announce another pilot with a big UK bank. In the year 1, we're going to focus just on the KYC, and we're going to kill it. And then we're going to add Know Your Assets. And this opens up opportunities in insurance, in trade finance, and other areas. And you know what? Those people are calling us now, and we are having very interesting discussions with them. 3 months ago, I invited people that came to Startup Bootcamp for the selection days to co-invest with me all their intellectual curiosity, all their passion for the next big thing. And today, I am inviting you to co-invest with me your money to become our partner, to create future together with a team that delivered products to almost all Fortune 500 companies, that created decentralized systems way before the blockchain came around and made it popular. The team that has CTO from MIT who wrote the patent for the whole system. Thank you for coming. Please join us. Write down this information, and let's stay in touch. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sasha, co-founder of Obsidian, and today I'm not just going to pitch you an idea. Instead, I'm going to tell you about a solution that we've built, launched, and why this is the right time to invest. So I'd like you to imagine you're this guy, Howard, a smaller fund manager. You have an amazing strategy that you know is going to make your clients a ton of money. But in reality, the odds are stacked against you. From the outside, you look exactly the same, like thousands of other funds, and you're constantly fighting to keep your investors behind you. So in reality, what does investor relations look like for Howard today? Like with virtually all smaller funds, it's terrible. Client communications and reporting is something Howard has to do. So a small team of experts waste time doing admin work and manually handling spreadsheets while always living in the fear of making a mistake. And new regulations coming out are further pushing guys like Howard over the edge. This is what I saw every single day during my time with PwC, working with hundreds of funds. And this is the problem we solve. So the question is, how many Howards are out there? There's a lot of Howards. In fact, there are over 85,000 funds, just like the One Howard ones, with thousands of new ones starting up every single year. They spend over $3 billion on investor relations alone. This is a great growing market, and this is why I left PwC to start Obsidian and help all the Howards around the world. So I'd like to present to you our solution, Obsidian Fund Binder. For the thousands of smaller fund managers out there, this changes everything. For the first time, they have a solution specifically designed to suit their needs. Out of the gate, we help our clients cut costs, grow revenue, and minimize errors through data automation. Now, since we've already built, launched, have a couple of happy clients using our product, I'd like to show you a few features that our clients are raving about. Interactive dashboards. Our clients can quickly create a personalized experience for a fund, an investor, or even an advisor with no IT overhead whatsoever. Our clients love that they can create professional, persuasive reports with a 95% increase in work efficiency. They can access the information anywhere, anytime, on any device, and in any language. So how are we different? We're specifically focused on smaller funds. During our customer development, we spoke to over 50 fund managers, and guess what? None of them are using our competitors' products. So let's see where these guys strike out. Time to value. A smaller fund manager can't have half their staff spend 6 months deploying legacy software. We are up and running in 2 to 4 weeks. Flexibility. Fund managers are all unique, and they want a personalized experience. We're the only ones with a plug-in framework that allows for quick, drag-and-drop features with no IT overhead whatsoever. Accessibility. Fund managers want their information anywhere, anytime. We're the only ones with a fully responsive framework, no apps to download, and fully multilingual. We are faster, better, and more affordable. We're going to do in the fund space the same thing that Salesforce and Amazon Web Services did in their respective markets, which is focus on the smaller players and eat our competition from the toes up. So how do we make money? We have a one-time setup fee and a monthly subscription fee that grows as our clients grow. Since we founded the company 18 months ago, we've been extremely busy. We've launched our product, won some awards along the way, got our first paying clients, and during our time at SBC, whoa, I'm still in those days. During our time at SBC, we were able to focus our strategy and secure channel partnerships in Toronto and London to help us scale faster. So who's the team behind it all? We have a great team of experts in technology, asset management, and sales. As you've heard, it's a great, growing market. We've built the product, we've sold it, we have a great team in place, And now we're looking for our first round of funding to help transform an industry, help all the Howards around the world, and make a lot of people a lot of money along the way. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we're going to thank, this was incredible. As I said when I got on stage a few hours ago, the stars of today are the 2015 Startup Bootcamp Demo Day startup companies. And I'm going to invite those 9 teams on the stage now. Guys, you need to come up. Can we have the 9 startup companies on the stage? We have Obsidian Solutions. Can we have Tradle? Can we have Warpay? Can we have Walnut Algorithms? Can we have Bondit? Can we have Delio? We have Money Fellows. We have Cybertonica. We need Stockviews. I need to get out of the way. Everyone, I want all you guys in the middle. You have no idea how much this is it. This is the future of FinTech. This is innovation. These are the companies you're going to be hearing about for years to come. Woo! Get on stage, Richard. Get on stage. Where's friends? Oh, there you are. You're hiding behind me.
So we also want to say thank you to our mentors. And Liz was saying before how important mentors are for us. And it's hard to understand and to see it until you see them in action. These mentors spend time with the companies, not only to give them advice, but to actually guide them. And they're an amazing crew, and they're just outstanding. We cannot have all the mentors here. We could try. We're not going to have all the mentors here, but we would like the mentors that introduce the companies to come up to represent the rest of the mentors. Please come over. Of course, we also want to thank our partners. Our partners are incredibly important, not only because they fund the program, and that's extremely important, but also because they spend time with our companies. They do 2 very important things. One is they send people that stay in our office and actually work with the companies, and that's amazing. They bring some of the best professionals to stay with us during the program. And the second one is because they actually help the companies build pilots, and that's key. That's extremely important for the companies. So please, can our partners come up to the stage? Okay, this is a big group. We still have 2 more steps. So, partners, all the type of partners. And these are our partners, our spouses, our boyfriends, girlfriends, our kids, all the people that live through us doing this ride. A lot of these companies are not based in London, and they left their kids, some of them are newly born, behind while they came here. So they've lived all the excitement, all the chilling, the ups and downs of us being in the program, and we really, really want to thank them.
And the other people that we need to thank are all our entrepreneur and experts in residence. These guys spent 3 months working with the startups on all aspects of their business, from UX, coding, design, biz dev. Guys, come up on stage as well. And we need to say a massive thank you to the whole Startup Bootcamp team and volunteers who've been working tirelessly for the last 12 months, past and present. You guys are awesome. This includes honorary team member and pitch coach extraordinaire Stuart Bewley, who helped coach us all for today. Get on arm up as well. And in particular, we need to thank Miss Celia Lee, Instagram in that thing. Celia makes all our events happen, all of them, hackathons to today. We could not do this without her. She is brilliant. Thank you, Celia. And of course, our co-MD, Liz and Francisco. Guys, get in front. You've helped lead this year's program. It has been wonderful. And a massive thank you to the man himself who started this all last year and who's been a constant support, a constant source of guidance and support to all of us and the startups. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, you know that the end of the program is always celebration, as much as it is about investment and pitches. So please indulge us for another moment. Everybody's been receiving their thanks. The person we haven't thanked is our CEO of the program that we now call Ed Quina. So, another year, another program. I don't know if those of you who've been here last year, you will remember 2 weeks after London, we announced Startupbootcamp FinTech Singapore. Well, guess what? Yesterday, we launched Startupbootcamp FinTech New York. So now we have a presence in what we believe are the main FinTech hubs globally with Startupbootcamp FinTech in London, Singapore, New York. We also launched Startupbootcamp Insurance, and we will have our selection days in early December. And this is really one of the kind of the moments for us to invite you to be part of our family globally. If you have an interest in mentoring, if you have an interest in becoming part of our community, come and join us anywhere you can. Tell your friends, tell your associates, your colleagues. We really rely on the community, we rely on the family that we're building, and we have so much more to come. It's an exciting time for everybody. It's probably the most exciting time in my career to be in an industry and a space that is just booming, and that's with FinTech and insurance. And we're just humbled that you're here and you're part of this. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for participating. This is now the moment to have some drinks and you talk more to the entrepreneurs and change these business cards. Thanks again. This is goodbye from the Startupbootcamp FinTech 2015 team in London.